Imagine a room full of people, all talking, all claiming what they're going to do, all promising results that may never come. Now, imagine someone in the corner, quietly working, unseen, unnoticed, but unstoppable. That person doesn't need applause or validation today because they know something others often forget. Victory doesn't come from announcing your intentions. It comes from executing them. In a world obsessed with sharing every step on social media, the real power is in restraint, in patience, in moving silently while everyone else is busy broadcasting their plans. Today, I want to show you why those who move in silence are the ones who ultimately win in public, and why mastering the art of quiet action might be the most powerful skill you can ever develop. Imagine a room full of people, all talking, all claiming what they're going to do, all promising results that may never come. Now, imagine someone in the corner, quietly working, unseen, unnoticed, but unstoppable. That person doesn't need applause or validation today because they know something others often forget. Victory doesn't come from announcing your intentions. It comes from executing them. In a world obsessed with sharing every step on social media, the real power is in restraint, in patience, in moving silently while everyone else is busy broadcasting their plans. Today, I want to show you why those who move in silence are the ones who ultimately win in public, and why mastering the art of quiet action might be the most powerful skill you can ever develop. Moving in silence is not about secrecy or hiding. It is about focus. When you speak less and do more, your energy is concentrated where it belongs, on the work itself. Every moment you spend explaining your actions is a moment you are not improving, not practicing, not growing. The world doesn't need to witness your effort. The world will notice your results. This is the kind of quiet strength that cannot be shaken by criticism or distraction, because it is rooted in action, not opinion. Discipline is the backbone of moving in silence. It is easy to fall into the trap of announcing goals, seeking validation, or measuring progress by likes and comments. But discipline demands patience. It requires you to trust the process, to put in the work day after day without external acknowledgement. Real achievement is forged in these unseen hours, in the moments when no one is watching and no one can give you a standing ovation. Those hours are your proving ground, and they will define you more than any public praise ever could. Another secret of moving in silence is the protection it provides. When your intentions are not broadcasted, you shield yourself from negativity, envy, and doubt. People may question your path, mock your patience, or underestimate your potential. But this is exactly why silence is powerful. While they waste energy talking about what they might do, you are busy creating, learning, and refining your craft. You are building momentum quietly, steadily, and when the time is right, your work will speak so loudly that no one can ignore it. Success is sweetest when it is earned and unveiled at the right moment. By moving silently, you control the timing of your victory. You are no longer chasing attention, you are commanding respect. The world may not see your struggles, your setbacks, or the sacrifices you make along the way, but they will witness the impact of your results. And that moment, the moment when your achievements cannot be denied, is the true reward of quiet action. Ultimately, moving in silence is about self-mastery. It is about understanding that you do not need constant recognition to validate your effort. Confidence is internal, resilience is private, and progress is deliberate. When you master the art of quiet action, you transform your life. You become unstoppable not because the world applauds you, but because you have learned to move with purpose, patience, and precision. When the world finally sees your work, they will not see the struggle, they will only see the triumph. And that is the power of moving in silence and winning in public. Distractions are everywhere, and they are louder than we realize. Every conversation about what we plan to do, every post announcing our intentions, every opinion we entertain from those around us, these are all distractions in disguise. The more we speak about our plans, the more we invite input, criticism, and judgment. Suddenly, what was once a private mission becomes a public debate. When we share too much, we give away our focus, and focus is the currency of success. Silence is not just a choice, it is a shield. By keeping your plans to yourself, you protect your energy from being siphoned off by others' doubts or unsolicited advice. When you move in silence, you learn to prioritize what truly matters. Noise is tempting. It makes us feel like we are participating, like we are doing something important just by talking about it. But talking never builds anything. It only creates the illusion of progress. True growth comes from action, from the unseen hours when no one is watching, when no one can tell you whether you are doing it right or wrong. These hours are sacred. They are when your skills sharpen, your strategy refines, and your vision becomes reality. Avoiding distractions allows you to protect that sacred time and use it to its fullest potential. Distractions also come in the form of people. Friends, colleagues, or even strangers who feel the need to comment on your plans can derail your focus in subtle ways. They may mean well, but their opinions carry weight only if you let them. Every time you explain yourself or defend your choices, you are giving your mental energy away. Silence forces you to conserve that energy, to turn it inward, and to make every thought and action count. It is not arrogance, it is strategy. The world will notice your work when it matters, and until then, your focus is yours to command. Avoiding distractions is also about resisting the urge for instant validation. In a culture obsessed with likes, shares, and public acknowledgement, it is easy to believe that recognition equates to progress. But external approval is fleeting. It is conditional and often misleading. By moving quietly, you train yourself to seek validation only from results, from your own standards, and from the tangible impact of your efforts. This kind of discipline builds confidence that cannot be shaken by criticism, setbacks, or jealousy. Finally, the reward of avoiding distractions is clarity. When you are not constantly pulled into debates, comparisons, or opinions, your path becomes clear. You know what you want, why you want it, and how to get there. Every step is intentional, every decision calculated, and every success earned through focused effort. Those who understand the power of silence know that distractions are the enemy of achievement. They know that the fewer people who are aware of their plans, the stronger and more unstoppable they become. In the end, those who avoid distractions quietly, strategically, and relentlessly are the ones who win in public. Their victories are undeniable because they are born from concentration, resilience, and the ability to move through the world without being derailed by the noise around them. Discipline is the invisible engine behind every remarkable achievement, yet so few understand it. Mastering self-discipline is not about punishment or restriction. It is about choosing your long-term vision over short-term satisfaction. It is waking up each day with the knowledge that progress will not always be glamorous, that results are rarely immediate, and that the real work is done when no one is watching. Those who move in silence do so not because they have no ambitions, but because they understand that self-discipline is the bridge between desire and accomplishment. Without it, intentions remain dreams, and promises remain empty words. Self-discipline demands restraint. In a world where every moment tempts you with instant gratification, restraint becomes a rare and powerful skill. It is saying no when others say yes. It is staying the course when distractions scream for your attention, and it is choosing action over applause. The disciplined person does not wait for motivation to arrive. They cultivate it in silence. They understand that discipline is not something that comes and goes. It is a habit, a practice, and a mindset that must be trained daily. Each day becomes a test, and the victories, though unseen, compound over time into unstoppable momentum. Patience is an inseparable part of discipline. The path to meaningful success is rarely linear, and setbacks are inevitable. But self-discipline teaches you to endure, to push forward even when results are delayed, and to trust the process. Moving in silence allows you to build quietly, without the pressure of public scrutiny, without the fear of criticism clouding your focus. Every small victory, every incremental step is a reinforcement of your commitment, and patience ensures that you do not abandon the journey just because the world has not yet recognized your effort. Commitment is the final pillar. Discipline without commitment is fragile. It falters at the first challenge, sways under the weight of temptation, and collapses in moments of doubt. But when you commit to your goals, your values, and your vision, You create an internal standard that cannot be negotiated. Your commitment transforms discipline from a set of rules into a way of life. It becomes a quiet force, shaping your decisions, influencing your habits, and guiding every action toward the results you seek. Those who master self-discipline in silence ultimately command their own destiny rather than being led by fleeting desires or external pressures. Mastering self-discipline also cultivates inner strength. It teaches you to rely on yourself, to resist the need for constant validation, and to focus on what truly matters. It builds confidence in your ability to achieve, not because anyone else believes in you, but because you have proven to yourself, repeatedly, that you can endure, persist, and succeed. Silence becomes your ally in this process, a space where growth is nurtured, where resilience is forged, and where true power develops. The beauty of self-discipline is that it is not flashy, but it is unstoppable. It does not seek attention, it does not crave approval, and it does not depend on luck. It is the quiet commitment to excellence, the daily practice of restraint, patience, and unwavering dedication. When the disciplined individual finally reveals their work, the world sees not the struggle, but the mastery, the precision, and the undeniable results. And that is why mastering self-discipline in silence is not just a skill, it is the ultimate strategy for winning in public. In a world obsessed with announcements, promises, and constant updates, letting results speak is a rare and powerful strategy. Too often, people believe that telling the world about their intentions gives them credibility or momentum. They post, they boast, they seek validation before the work is even done. But true influence and impact are never built on words, they are built on results. When you move in silence and focus entirely on the work, you allow your achievements to do the talking, and achievements, unlike words, cannot be disputed or dismissed. Letting results speak requires patience. It demands that you resist the urge to broadcast your plans before they come to fruition. This is difficult in a culture that rewards visibility over substance, but it is essential for genuine success. When you announce too soon, you open yourself to judgment, skepticism, and distractions. People may doubt your capability, underestimate your commitment, or even take advantage of your vulnerability. By working quietly and letting your results reveal themselves, you create a shield against the noise of the world and preserve the integrity of your mission. There is a unique power in unveiling your success at the right time. The impact is multiplied when achievements are revealed after deliberate effort. When you let results speak, your work commands attention not because you demanded it, but because it cannot be ignored. This approach creates respect, not sympathy, admiration, not fleeting applause. People are drawn to those who act with consistency and focus, who demonstrate competence through tangible outcomes rather than empty declarations. Results communicate confidence, authority, and mastery in ways words never can. Letting results speak also strengthens self-respect. When you do not seek external validation at every step, you rely on your own standards of excellence. You develop an internal barometer for success, one that is grounded in achievement rather than opinion. This builds confidence that cannot be shaken by criticism or doubt because your proof exists in reality, not in perception. Self-validation becomes your anchor and results become your language. Every milestone reached quietly reinforces the belief that effort and persistence are more important than applause. Furthermore, this approach inspires others in a profound way. Observers who witness your results will see the dedication, discipline, and resilience behind them, even if they were unaware of the journey. Your actions teach a subtle yet powerful lesson. Real success is cultivated privately, and the world will notice it when it is ready. This method discourages envy, reduces unnecessary comparisons, and emphasizes substance over style. When your results shine publicly, they carry far more weight because they are undeniable, earned, and authentic. Ultimately, letting results speak is about mastering timing, focus, and restraint. It is the silent confidence that your work, once completed, will demonstrate your capability far more effectively than any announcement could. It is the understanding that words are fleeting, while results are permanent. Those who embrace this principle move through life with purpose, undistracted by the noise of expectations or opinions. They build a legacy that cannot be debated, and when the world finally takes notice, it is met with awe, respect, and admiration. Success revealed in its own time is the loudest voice of all, and that is the power of letting results speak. Patience is often mistaken for passivity, but true strategic patience is the exact opposite. It is active, deliberate, and precise. It is the understanding that timing is as critical as effort, and that some victories are only meaningful when unveiled at the right moment. Too many people rush, thinking that speed alone defines success. But rushing without strategy often leads to wasted effort, missed opportunities, and recognition that fades as quickly as it comes. Strategic patience teaches us to wait, observe, and act only when the conditions align with our vision. This kind of patience requires self-control and restraint. It is resisting the urge to force results or chase immediate gratification. Every decision to hold back is a conscious choice to protect your mission and maximize its impact. When you practice strategic patience, you are not idle. You are preparing, learning, and building quietly, away from the eyes of those who would judge or doubt you. You are ensuring that when the moment finally arrives, your work will have the full force and clarity needed to create a lasting impression. Understanding the power of timing also means learning to anticipate opportunities. Strategic patience is not passive waiting, it is active readiness. You study the environment, observe the patterns, and position yourself where you can strike effectively. While others act impulsively or announce prematurely, you remain calm, measured, and deliberate. Your restraint becomes your strength because it allows you to leverage every advantage and reveal your achievements at a moment when they resonate most deeply, when they cannot be ignored, and when they have maximum impact. Patience also protects your energy and focus. When you rush to show results or announce intentions, you invite distractions, criticism, and unnecessary stress. You expend energy managing perception instead of creating impact. Strategic patience allows you to conserve your energy for what truly matters, the work itself. Each day spent in preparation, reflection, and quiet execution compounds into readiness. By the time you reveal your achievements, they are fully formed, undeniable, and unstoppable. This approach also teaches resilience. Not every opportunity comes at the moment we desire. Setbacks, delays, and obstacles are inevitable, but strategic patience equips you to endure them without losing momentum or confidence. It strengthens your ability to act with clarity rather than react impulsively, and ensures that every step forward is calculated and purposeful. Over time, patience transforms from a skill into a mindset, and those who master it find themselves in positions where their victories arrive fully aligned with their vision. Ultimately, strategic patience is about respect for yourself, for your work, and for the timing of the universe. It is the wisdom to know that not every battle must be fought immediately, and not every success must be revealed the instant it is achieved. Those who master this art move through life with quiet confidence, accumulating power in silence, and revealing it only when the moment is right. When the world finally witnesses your triumph, it is not fleeting applause that meets you, but lasting recognition, undeniable respect, and the understanding that your victory was never rushed, never forced, and perfectly timed. This is the essence of winning in public while moving in silence. Protecting your energy is one of the most underrated skills in the pursuit of success. Every conversation, every opinion, and every external expectation has the potential to drain you if you allow it. When you share your journey too early, you open yourself to unnecessary criticism, envy, and judgment. People may not understand your vision, your strategy, or the sacrifices you are making, and their doubts can easily become distractions. By moving in silence, you conserve the energy that would otherwise be spent defending, explaining, or seeking validation. Your focus remains intact, and your work moves forward unhindered. Energy is finite, and how you allocate it defines the quality of your progress. When you constantly broadcast your intentions, you allow external forces to influence your mindset. Negativity from others, whether subtle or overt, can chip away at your confidence and cloud your judgment. Strategic silence creates a protective barrier, ensuring that your mental and emotional resources are reserved for creation, problem solving, and execution. This kind of self-protection is not avoidance. It is a calculated decision to focus on what truly matters and to avoid unnecessary friction that serves no purpose in achieving your goals. Protecting your energy also involves discerning who deserves access to your journey. Not everyone needs to know your plans, struggles, or strategies. Sharing too much too soon allows people to influence your path, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes maliciously. Silence empowers you to choose carefully whom you trust with your ambitions. It ensures that your circle consists of those who add value, provide support, and contribute to your growth, rather than those who drain, distract, or destabilize you. This selective approach preserves your momentum and reinforces the strength of your inner circle. Energy protection is also about avoiding comparison. When you reveal too much about your journey, you invite people to measure you against their own standards or experiences. Comparisons are destructive. They breed doubt, anxiety, and unnecessary pressure. By keeping your progress private, you focus solely on your path, your timeline, and your objectives. Your only metric for success becomes your own growth, and your energy is directed toward improvement rather than proving yourself to others. This internal focus accelerates results and deepens your resilience. Finally, conserving your energy allows for sustained consistency. Long-term success is built on repeated, focused effort, not fleeting bursts of activity fueled by attention or approval. Each moment spent defending your actions or responding to critics is energy lost from the work that matters. By moving quietly, you cultivate endurance, patience, and strength that will carry you through challenges that others, distracted by noise and criticism, cannot endure. When your results finally manifest publicly, they will reflect undiluted effort, discipline, and clarity of purpose. Protecting your energy is a form of power. It is the quiet choice to guard your focus, your time, and your emotions against anything that does not serve your mission. Those who master this skill move through the world with clarity and resilience, undistracted by envy, negativity, or external noise. Their victories are earned through concentrated effort and revealed with full force, leaving a lasting impact that speaks louder than any words ever could. In the end, the ability to protect your energy is what allows you to move in silence and win in public. Observation is one of the most powerful tools you can develop when you move in silence. While others are busy talking, boasting, and drawing attention to themselves, those who remain quiet have the rare opportunity to truly see. They notice patterns, recognize opportunities, and detect risks that others overlook. The world is full of noise, and noise blinds people. By removing yourself from the constant chatter, you create the space to understand your environment, your competition, and your own abilities with clarity. Observation becomes a form of strategy, a way to anticipate moves before they happen and position yourself where others cannot reach you. Being a silent observer does not mean being passive. It means being fully present, attentive, and aware. When you avoid the urge to announce your intentions or justify your choices, you are free to analyze situations objectively. You can watch how people react, how systems operate, and how opportunities unfold. This kind of awareness is invaluable because it allows you to act with precision rather than impulse. Most people move blindly, reacting to circumstances as they arise. But the person who observes quietly sees both the threats and the openings long before action is necessary. Observation also builds intuition. The more you pay attention to subtle details, the small gestures, the patterns of behavior, the shifts in the environment, the more your instincts develop. Over time, you start to recognize signals that others dismiss. You begin to understand which risks are worth taking, which opportunities are fleeting, and which people are trustworthy. This kind of insight cannot be gained through talking or broadcasting your plans. It can only be cultivated in silence, through careful attention and deliberate analysis. Observation becomes a silent advantage, one that compounds with every decision and every action you take. Furthermore, strength in observation allows you to learn from others without exposing yourself to their judgment. By watching how people respond to challenges, how they handle success, and how they navigate failure, you gain lessons without being vulnerable to criticism. You can emulate strategies that work and avoid mistakes that others make. Silence protects you from the scrutiny that often accompanies early action, while observation equips you with the knowledge to act decisively when the time is right. Observation also sharpens your adaptability. Life and business are unpredictable, and circumstances change constantly. Those who move quietly and observe closely can adjust their strategies on the fly, pivot when necessary, and respond to threats with calculated precision. While others are distracted by noise, ego, or the need for recognition, the silent observer remains flexible, patient, and ready. This adaptability often determines who succeeds and who fails, because success favors those who are aware, prepared, and able to act without hesitation when opportunity strikes. Ultimately, strength in observation is about seeing more, understanding more, and acting more intelligently than those around you. It is a skill honed in quiet, a power cultivated through patience, focus, and restraint. Silent movers develop an awareness that allows them to anticipate, adapt, and excel, often while others are still talking, debating, or guessing. When action finally comes, it is precise, powerful, and undeniable. By observing silently, you gain the insight to make your moves strategically, ensuring that when you win in public, it is with intelligence, foresight, and an unshakable presence. Confidence without validation is one of the most powerful traits you can cultivate when you move in silence. In a world obsessed with recognition, likes, and applause, it is easy to mistake attention for achievement. Many people rely on external approval to feel competent or worthy, measuring their value by what others think rather than by their own standards. But true confidence is internal. It is the quiet assurance that your effort, discipline, and persistence are building something meaningful, even if no one else sees it. Those who move in silence understand this principle intuitively. They know that validation is fleeting, but results and self-belief are enduring. This kind of confidence is built through private victories. Every small step you take, every disciplined choice you make, and every moment you resist the urge to announce or seek recognition strengthens your internal conviction. It is in these unseen hours, when no one is watching, that your belief in yourself is forged. You do not need applause to know that you are improving, growing, and moving closer to your goals. Every action, executed with focus and purpose, reinforces your own trust in your abilities, and over time, that trust becomes unshakable. Confidence without validation also shields you from distraction and doubt. When you rely on the opinions of others for assurance, you give away your power. Criticism can shake you, skepticism can slow you down, and praise can create dependency. By anchoring your confidence internally, you are immune to these fluctuations. You act based on what you know you are capable of, not what others think you should do. This independence is a form of power because it allows you to focus entirely on the work that matters without being derailed by the need to prove yourself or please anyone else. Developing this confidence requires patience and persistence. It is tempting to seek affirmation, to show progress publicly, or to compare yourself to others. But these impulses are distractions. Those who master confidence without validation resist the urge to display every step of their journey. They understand that the true measure of progress is not recognition, but mastery. Each private achievement, every quiet improvement, becomes a reinforcement of belief in one's abilities. This is the kind of confidence that is resilient. It does not depend on circumstances, luck, or external approval. Ultimately, confidence without validation transforms how you approach life and success. You move with purpose, clarity, and self-assurance, knowing that your effort alone is proof enough. You no longer seek applause or external acknowledgement for every action because your internal validation is stronger, deeper, and permanent. Others may not see your struggles, your discipline, or your quiet victories, but that does not matter. You know what you are building, and you trust yourself to see it through. When you finally reveal your achievements publicly, the confidence that has been cultivated in silence radiates through your actions, commanding respect, admiration, and undeniable authority. This kind of internal confidence is rare because it is difficult to cultivate, but it is the cornerstone of true success. It frees you from dependence on others' opinions, empowers you to move deliberately, and allows your results to speak louder than any applause ever could. When you combine this confidence with discipline, patience, and observation, you become unstoppable. You move in silence, you protect your energy, and when you win in public, it is not because the world cheered. You win because you trusted yourself all along. Setbacks are inevitable. Every journey worth pursuing will encounter obstacles, failures, and moments that test your resolve. What separates those who succeed from those who falter is resilience, the ability to recover, adapt, and continue moving forward despite adversity. When you move in silence, setbacks are easier to navigate because they are faced privately, away from the scrutiny, criticism, and judgment of others. Public exposure can amplify failure, turning every stumble into a spectacle. But private perseverance allows you to regroup, analyze, and emerge stronger without the pressure of defending your choices. Resilience is cultivated through perspective. Every setback carries a lesson, a hidden insight that strengthens your strategy and sharpens your approach. Those who move quietly can observe failures objectively, without ego or distraction clouding their judgment. Instead of reacting impulsively to external opinions or attempting to save face, you learn to internalize setbacks as information, using them to adjust, improve, and plan your next move. Silence becomes a protective shield, creating the mental space necessary to turn adversity into advantage. Patience is inseparable from resilience. It is easy to be discouraged when obstacles appear, but those who understand the power of quiet perseverance recognize that meaningful progress is rarely linear. Failures do not define the journey, they are part of it. By enduring setbacks privately and strategically, you maintain focus on your long-term vision. You avoid the trap of public comparison, the pressure to justify your actions, and the distraction of external judgments. Instead, you concentrate on rebuilding, refining, and persevering until your efforts produce undeniable results. Resilience also requires mental toughness. When you are exposed publicly, failures often carry shame, embarrassment, or criticism that can shake your confidence. Moving in silence allows you to protect your mindset, preserving clarity and strength during challenging moments. You learn to embrace discomfort as part of the process and to see obstacles as tests of character rather than threats to reputation. Each setback becomes an opportunity to reinforce your determination and reaffirm your commitment to the work that truly matters. Furthermore, resilience is strengthened by discipline and consistency. Every quiet effort to recover from a setback, every deliberate choice to continue forward despite difficulty, compounds into momentum that cannot be reversed. Those who persevere silently develop a foundation that is unshakable because it is built on action rather than perception. Over time, resilience becomes a habit, a natural response to challenges, and a defining characteristic of those who move in silence and win in public. Ultimately, resilience against setbacks is about mastering the inner game. It is the ability to endure hardship without losing focus, to learn without being paralyzed by criticism, and to act without needing external approval. Failures are inevitable, but they are not permanent. When handled quietly and strategically, setbacks become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. The more resilient you become, the more unstoppable your journey. In the end, the victories revealed publicly carry the weight of private struggles overcome, and the power of silent perseverance becomes evident for all to witness. In a world obsessed with instant recognition and fleeting applause, the true measure of success is rarely the spotlight. It is the legacy you leave behind. Chasing limelight can be seductive. The attention feels validating, the praise feels empowering, and the world's acknowledgement can be intoxicating. Yet, those who focus solely on the spotlight often sacrifice substance for spectacle. and their achievements fade as quickly as the attention that celebrated them. Moving in silence, on the other hand, allows you to build something enduring, something that impacts lives long after the applause has faded. Legacy is the ultimate win because it is permanent, meaningful, and beyond the reach of fleeting trends or temporary recognition. Creating a legacy begins with intention. It is about asking yourself not what others will think of you today, but what your work will mean decades from now. Legacy requires perspective, a long-term view that prioritizes impact over immediate gratification. Every decision you make, every action you take, contributes to the story you leave behind. Those who move in silence understand that their daily efforts, often unseen and uncelebrated, are the building blocks of something far greater than recognition. They measure success by the enduring value of their work, not by the applause it receives in the moment. Legacy also demands authenticity. The world quickly recognizes those who chase attention for its own sake versus those who pursue meaningful work with quiet dedication. By staying true to your principles, maintaining discipline, and focusing on the substance of your achievements, you ensure that your legacy is built on integrity. This kind of impact resonates deeply, influencing others not because of flash or spectacle, but because it is real, purposeful, and aligned with values that endure. Moving silently allows you to act with authenticity, free from the pressure to impress or conform to others' expectations. Patience is critical in building a lasting legacy. Recognition often arrives long after the effort has been made, and the true value of your work may not be apparent immediately. Those who move in silence embrace the process, trusting that consistent effort, discipline, and resilience will compound over time. By resisting the urge for immediate validation, they focus on what matters most, creating outcomes that are meaningful, enduring, and transformative. A legacy is not born overnight. It is forged in countless quiet decisions and deliberate actions taken over years of persistence. Finally, focusing on legacy over limelight transforms how you approach life and success. It shifts the emphasis from self-centered recognition to outward impact. It encourages you to think about how your work affects others, how it inspires, empowers, and endures beyond your personal presence. The victories revealed publicly are sweeter and more powerful when they are part of a larger purpose, when they contribute to something lasting rather than temporary applause. When you prioritize legacy, every action, every decision, and every achievement becomes a testament to discipline, focus, and vision. Ultimately, legacy over limelight is the ultimate expression of moving in silence and winning in public. It is about building something that matters, beyond ego, beyond trends, and beyond fleeting attention. When your work endures, it leaves an impact that inspires generations, influences lives, and commands respect that cannot be bought or faked. By focusing on what will last rather than what is immediately visible, you ensure that your victory is not temporary but eternal, proving that the quiet, deliberate, and disciplined path leads to the most profound form of success imaginable.